Hi friends, Marcus Supreme here coming at you guys with another reading. So for this reading, it's titled, What's So Great About You? For this reading, I will be using my self-love spread. I created it. I had every intention on using it eventually. And I guess now it's the time for me to bust it out. I've only used this spread for myself. And this was like way back when I was like starting off on reading. So I wasn't really too good at reading for myself at the time. But this spread that I've developed is all about like helping you find the strength within yourself. And to assess what area you're feeling down about yourself and what you can do to love yourself more. So prepare to have your praises sung and to receive a little bit of, advice on what you can do to love yourself even more. So I only did tarot cards. I'll add oracles in the reading if I feel guided to, but with that being said, we'll get started with pile selection. So for pile 1, we have Enlightenment. For pile 2, we have Perseverance. For pile 3, we have Impatience. For pile 4, we have Prayer. So take the time out to figure out which one of these piles is yours, which one of the cards like spoke to you, called to you. Take your time with it, because you definitely don't want to take on other people's energies for this reading. And with that out of the way, we will be getting started. So if you chose pile 1, the Enlightenment card, then this is for you. So the way that I chose the cards for pile selection was I asked Spirit, which card is like, what can I say? Like, what can I say that's nice about pile 1? So for pile 1, the nice thing that I can say about you is Enlightenment. The Enlightenment card has the energy of like someone who's like actually wise, someone who's like really just been on a journey, who's learned a lot and who's been through a lot. So whether you know it or not, like you accrued a good amount of wisdom in your life through your trials, your tribulations, and you've been like really up and down in life, and you really took that time out to learn from what you've been through. Let me see. What's some key words? Support, courage, and confidence. Taking time alone to connect, trusting your intuition, needing solitude, a time for reflection. So you might be someone who spends a lot of time alone, or maybe you might have a need to spend time alone. But we'll figure that out in your tarot cards, pile 1. So let's see what we got here. 3, 1, 2, 3. All right. So for the first card is what makes you amazing. What makes you amazing is the 4 of Wands. So with the 4 of Wands, I get the feeling that you're actually a very like fun person. Even though maybe the Enlightenment card means that you need to spend some time alone. But what I really got from that was that, you are someone who is actually very wise. You've been through a lot and you learned a lot. And with the 4 of Wands here, I get the feeling that you're probably someone who actually like spreads that wisdom, spreads that encouragement, gives that advice to people who need it. The 4 of Wands is all about celebration. It's about happiness, about a marriage. And what makes you amazing here, because the 4 of Wands is like very lively, very fun, joyous energy. You could be someone that's just like so full of love and so full of light. And maybe you haven't been able to express that like in your life, or maybe other people hasn't really seen that about you. But the biggest thing here is that you're just someone so full of joy and so full of life. And Spirit really acknowledges that. And that's something that, you should really love about yourself. This is what makes you amazing. You know how to celebrate your friends. You know how to give support. You know how to encourage others. And you're someone who I think like other people look to for that stuff. Like your friends might always can count on you to come through and celebrate their birthday. Like I see someone like calling up their friend like, oh, it's my birthday, so what we doing? Da, 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 da. Like, always calling you up for fun. And you could very well be that person. So what is a past accomplishment that you can be proud of? If for a past accomplishment, we have the Seven of Pentacles. Now, the Seven of Pentacles is all about patience. It's about waiting for things to grow, about sowing seeds and then just like waiting for them to like actually like appear and to show up in your life. And a past accomplishment that you can be proud of is probably a situation where you had to demonstrate great patience. I'm hearing delayed gratification here. With this, like, four of wands being what makes you amazing, I get the sense that you're probably someone that's, like, very excitable, very full of life, and very full of energy. So learning when to, like, slow down and to, like, really spend that time alone and to, like, really take your time on something could be, like, a really big achievement and something that's, like, very outside of, like, who you are in your zone. So I really feel like there was a time where you had to demonstrate great patience. Like, I can't really get no particulars about it since this is like, you know, a pick a card reading and not like, you know, a personal one. But there was definitely a time where you had to show great patience. Like, really just like I won't say diligent work because that's the Eight of Pentacles, but you had to put a little bit of effort into something and then just like wait. You just had to wait. So whatever this was, maybe it was like, you know, you working for a promotion, or like maybe you know what? In the love reading, the Seven of Pentacles also talks about planning a wedding. And here we have the Four of Wands, which is a wedding and a celebration. So maybe a past accomplishment was like maybe some of you guys are like in fact married, and like your past accomplishment, something that you can be proud of, was like actually planning your wedding. Like maybe your wedding was like the high point of your life or something like that if you're married. But for other people, I feel like maybe this has something to do with like with you maybe planning an event. Maybe you organized like a 50th birthday party for your mother, organized the anniversary event for some friends who were married or something like that. There's something here about like planning, patience, and like waiting. There was something that you've done that you planned for that actually came to fruition. And that's something that you can be proud of. So what you bring to others, what you bring to others is the Five of Swords. And that's not good energy to bring to other people. Because since this is a self-love reading, we're going to take this like in a positive aspect. Because all these cards are going to meant to be in the most positive way possible. Because this is about self-love. So with this, what you bring to others being the Five of Swords, I get the feeling that you probably challenge other people's thoughts. You could be someone that's very fun and entertaining, but when your friends are wrong, when someone is wrong, you're not afraid to call them out on it, to challenge them on it, and to like really let them know like, hey, what you did here was wrong. Like, you know, you're wrong. Like, why would you do something like that? That's a big energy of responsibility. And it's also, I also feel like it matches up with the Enlightenment card here, with you having like a lot of wisdom, you being going through a lot, and you like really having a good sense of right and wrong, and like really being able to have like a good moral compass as well, because this is the reluctant sage. And that always comes out to me whenever I see the Enlightenment card. It's the reluctant sage. Someone who didn't really ask to be a sage, someone who doesn't really know that they're a sage, but people still come to them for advice. People know who they are, and they still come to this character anyway. And that could very well be you, the life of the party, but also sort of like the mother or father figure of the group, of your group of friends, if you have any. But the biggest thing here is like you're very outspoken. You can be like pretty outspoken. Yeah, you can be outspoken. You bring that energy to other people. And with that, it's like a way of like really challenging like other people's thought processes, and specifically other people's actions, their words, and the things that they do. You're pretty good at calling people out on their BS, and you really don't let too much of it slide. You're wise enough to know what to let slide, but when enough is enough, you'll be the one that speaks up, Power One. That's definitely your energy. So what are you skilled or talented at? And we have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is a good card to have it what you're skilled or talented at. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer. She is pretty independent. Like, she makes her own money, or like, you know, she has a way of where she can like make things comfortable for herself. And on top of that, the Queen of Pentacles is a very generous and a pretty good giver of other people. Like I said, you could be the mother or father of your group of friends. Or like you could just be a mother, period, and if you pick this pile. And one of the things that you are talented or skilled at is being a homemaker, a caregiver, and a provider. Like you are like that person. Like I said here with the calling people out on their stuff, really lively, like energetic energy. Like you're just a beautiful person to be around. I'm feeling powerful, power one. And with this Queen of Pentacles being what you're talented or skilled at, you probably work from home or like probably have something that you can do from home that you're actually making pretty decent amount of money on. Or if you have a job that you work from home with, you're pretty good at that job. At like working from home and managing your home at the same time, power one. That's something that you're pretty talented at. What else can I get with the Queen of Pentacles for what you're skilled or talented at? You're pretty skilled at making money, that's for sure. Like I get the feeling like, you know, you're in a pretty comfortable place financially or like stable, like whether you feel it or not, you're in a good spot. So we're gonna go on to the 5th card. Why are you feeling down about yourself? So if you have been feeling down about yourself or like really just not been like really been able to feel your oats, like really feel yourself, the reason why is because of the Hierophant in reverse. Maybe it's the Hierophant in reverse is talking a lot about like breaking free or having freedom from structure, from stability. And maybe the fact is like you are someone who kind of thrive in structured environments and things of that nature. I know with the COVID-19 the pandemic, a lot of people's lives were like kind of turned upside down. Like a lot of the structures that they had in place in their life had to crumble and fall away, and people had to like rediscover new paths and rediscover new ways to live their life. And I get the feeling like maybe the pandemic did kind of hit you kind of hard. Like, you know, you probably end up losing a job or like having to like, as I said before, having to work from home instead of being in the office where you can be around other people. Because, you know, you do really enjoy being around other people with this 4 of Wands. You probably really enjoy it. But your Enlightenment card is telling me that, you know, the time that you had to spend alone during the pandemic was actually good for you. It was a time for you to like really get yourself together, really assess yourself and get to see who you are, power one. So maybe you have been feeling sad about having to like work from home or like having to like spend a lot more time locked up in your house or something like that. But it was for a good cause and for a good reason. And it was meant to like transform you. Why are you feeling down about yourself? Hierophant in reverse. Maybe you feel like also you probably feel like that you don't really have anyone that you can really like talk to as an equal. You're always the one that has to be like the mother of the group, but there's no one there to like really be like a mother or like a confidant for you. No one that you can go to for advice. That could be another thing that's coming here with the Hierophant in reverse. Let me see. So how should you show love to yourself? Power one. After like, you know, just having to spend a lot more time isolated, having to do a different job or do something crazy different. The way you can show love to yourself is with the Knight of Swords. And the Knight of Swords tells me that because you have the swords right above each other. So it lets me know that you have a good amount of mental activity. So the best way to show love for yourself is to be focused on showing love for yourself. Be determined to show love to yourself. Like as much energy as you give to other people, you need to give that energy to yourself as well. And I feel like there was something like, you know, you being isolated was supposed to teach you on how to give love to yourself, on what to do to like really involve yourself in self-care. Like real heavy on the self-care here. Like really polishing those skills. Because you probably was just someone that was like ripping and running, always out doing something with friends. If you're a little bit in the younger side, always out with friends every weekend, always doing something. You was either at work or hanging out. And, you know, it was just a big like pause, a big grinding halt to your life. And the structure of your life was kind of like uprooted. And you had to learn how to like really care for yourself during this time. So in order to like really show love to yourself, you need to be more focused on it. Like really think about what it is that you can do to give to yourself, power one. What can you do to show yourself that you love yourself? And it has to be something that you do alone, not something that you do with friends. I'm feeling that very, very clearly, power one. What can you do, you by your lonesome, to show yourself that you care for yourself and that you love yourself? What can you do by yourself? So yeah, that's your tarot card. So I'm gonna pull some oracle cards. I'm gonna do an affirmation oracle here about like what can you about self love. And here it is. We have vitality. This is the energy that I was getting for you, Pile One. Very, very much like lively and active. I am healthy and vital and strong. My radiant love of life fills me with healthy, vital, and strong cells. Every cell is a warrior. Everyone has his own shield and sword. I dare you to try and penetrate my cellular army. Didn't think so, chump. So yes, you have very strong, powerful energy, a zest and a love for life. And like I said, I really think that pandemic kind of hit you hard, Power One. It hit you kind of hard with you having to like really slow down and like stop and like really just like spend more time into yourself. Like that was like something that was probably pretty difficult for you. Well, let me see. And I can give you one of these cards as well. So let me see what's going to come out for Power One. Okay, so it's definitely this one, huh? And here we have harmony, the sun in Libra. You could be a Libra for your sun sign, but the sun in Libra tells me a lot about like actually learning to accept your environment and being very much in one with like your circumstances. Like I said, you having to learn to adapt and to like find peace and happiness no matter where you are and what your life looks like, Power One. And I really feel like that's something that you achieved. This is not advice. I feel like this is something that you have done. Because this is not like, a tarot card reading to tell you what you need to do. This is about who you are and what you can do to love yourself and what you should be loving about yourself. And what I see here, Power One, with the Harmony card coming out, is that you definitely learn to like really find a balance in your life, to really learn to like really to find a place where you can be comfortable in your life and to really learn to enjoy it. When one selects the Harmony card, a gain from a close relationship, one party tends to be pushily dominant. That could be you. The Harmony to talents in the field of public relations or sales. Situations such as important social gatherings and reunions, extravagant tastes. Yeah. If you've been really missing out on being social, Power One, just know that it's gonna happen again, because you are a very social creature. I saw that with the with the Four of Wands being your first card. You're a very social creature, Power One, and you went through your period of being alone. That's why we have the Seven of Pentacles here. Now I'm getting it, because we have the Seven of Pentacles here with the Hierophant in reverse. You had to spend some time alone, really learning to really get in touch with yourself and get to know who you are outside of your friends and outside of what was happening. That was like the past 2 years of your life. And now you're coming out and emerging as a brand new person, as someone who can really love themselves and has a renewed vigor and a new love for life. You're gonna kind of fall right back into old times again, being able to go out with other people, enjoying your social gatherings, really going out and reuniting with friends or loved ones that you missed. And this is going to be a really fun and loving time for you, because that's where you thrive, Power One. Being around friends and family and just being social. You have a strong love and a strong zest for life. And this pandemic, it really taught you a lot about yourself, and it turned you into a more wise person, or at least it was supposed to. So Power One, that's your reading. If it resonated, please leave a like and a comment. Subscribe if you're not subscribed to my channel. If you want to donate and support my channel, all the links to do so is in the description box. Thank you, Power One, and please be blessed. If you chose the Perseverance card, which is pile 2, then this reading is for you. So the way that I did the card that I was going to use for pile selection was that I asked Spirit, give me something nice to say about these people, about pile 2. What can I say that's really kind for pile 2? And what we got here is the Perseverance card. And what this tells me, pile 2, because as I was just channeling before I began your pile, I heard tenacious. You are someone who don't really give up. Even though you might really, really want to, you always find that way, that energy inside to go that extra step. Like whenever you feel like you're about to give up. The Perseverance card talks a lot about, oh, I just realized. I'm sorry. Let me stick to this reading. I just realized something. I'm gonna have to do research on that later. But the Perseverance card talks a lot about like making sure that you stay strong, that you do stay strong. And whenever you feel like you're getting ready to give up and that you're really, really at the end of your rope, you stick it out. You find that strength and that energy to just stay for one last push. And that's always beautiful. So let me read some keywords for the Perseverance card. Steadfast, success, and miracles. Breaking through, unseen help at work, feeling taken for granted, and overcoming doubts. Yes, 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 yes. You're definitely someone who overcomes their doubts. Now let me see. Shannon. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, and then in the story, Shannon didn't make it, but I feel like you guys, you made it. Like you were strong enough to like really persevere and to not really give up. And that's something that I should not see here strongly. So let's get into your tarot cards and let's see what's really here. That's funny. We have the Queen of Pentacles again. Ooh, the Ten of Cups. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. But it's in an interesting position. All right. So, pile 2. What makes you amazing is the Queen of Pentacles. Now, with the Queen of Pentacles, this lets me know that you were someone who persevered and endured. The Pentacles is very slow energy, and it takes time to progress through the Pentacles. So the fact that you're at the Queen of Pentacles means that you're secure, you're abundant, and the energy and the things that you have now, you worked hard for and you deserve. The Queen of Pentacles is a nurturer, a caregiver, a provider. It could be a mother, or it could be someone that's actually generous as well. You have a really big and open heart, powerful, and probably a big and open wallet. But pile 2, you have a really big heart and you have a generous spirit. I could see that very clearly in the Queen of Pentacles. Very secure, very stable. As you can see, this woman looks very serene, like very calm. There was something that you had to fight through to get to where you are today. Because I could see that in the very next card, and I'll get to that. There was something that you had to fight through to get to where you are today. And where you are today is somewhere that's like secure. You're stable. You're more wise. You're more grounded. You're much more practical than you were, like ever were. I see here in the cross that your energy flows freely. Like your energy is like very much like free flowing. You're definitely at a place of peace because you've been through a lot, or you probably just had to push through something really, really heavy. What is a past accomplishment? A past accomplishment you can be proud of, pile 2. We have the 7 of Wands. You had to fight for something. And that's what I was saying in the Queen of Pentacles. You had to fight for something. You really had to learn the energy of perseverance and how to stand up for yourself, or to like fight for what you believe in. With other people seemingly trying to rise up against you, or just feel like no one was really supporting you in the way that you wanted or that you needed, you found a way to push yourself through. You found a way to find your courage, your strength, and to remain steadfast and tenacious in what it is that you want. And you pushed and you achieved. Like I could see that here because your energy is what makes you amazing. It's the Queen of Pentacles. You achieved. Like you are someone who strives and who succeeds. You're someone who strives and succeeds, pile 2. You have a real go-getter mentality. And through hell or high water, pile 2, you're going to make sure that you get what you deserve and get what you want. You have that presence of mind here, because also in the Queen of Pentacles, we see the Taurus here, like, really sticking up and sticking out. With the Taurus there, like you can carry a heavy load, heavy burdens, and you will push and persevere, because this is your energy. This is your card here. You can push. So the other card is what you bring to others, and we have the 4 of Swords in reverse. Now, with the Four of Swords in reverse and the energy that you bring to others, you are someone that can get people out of their head. I get the feeling like, you know, if someone is like overthinking, or you just feel like negative energies or them just like trapped in their mind, you're the person that'd be like, oh, hey, what's going on? Like, oh, hey, like, come on, how about we go and do this? Let's get you out the house. You've been in here for 5 days now. Like, come on, let's go do something. Like, you're that kind of friend, the empathic friend. You know, when someone is like really stuck in their head, really just like going through it in their mind. Like, but you're someone that can really like help other people bring them out. Because the Four of Swords is all about introspection, but the Four of Swords in reverse is like coming out of introspection early, or like not really introspecting at all. And we reading all these cards is in the most positive aspect and the most positive energy, because this is about love and self-love. So powerful with you being like you bring in like the Four of Swords in reverse energy to other people, you get them out of their head. Like, you can just like have them focus on something like fun or something practical, or just like something different than what they've been overthinking and introspecting on. And sometimes people can get trapped in the Four of Swords energy for way longer than what they need to, and they could use a little helping hand to get them outside their head. And Pile 2, you're that helping hand for people who are like really overthinking, overanalyzing. Like, you're the one that just like tells them like, you know, all right, enough of that. Like, how about let's go do something fun. Let's go do something else. Like, you're that friend. And I know for a fact that that's big Taurus energy, because my best friend was former best friend was something like that. You know, whenever you would notice that I'm just like all in my head thinking too much and yada, 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 it's always like, oh, come on, let's go do something else. Let's go do this. Let's go do that. Like, let's go do something. And I really feel like you're that friend. Like, let's go do something, because you're thinking too much. You've been in the house for I don't know how many days now. It's time to get out. So you could have very heavily introverted friends. Pile 2. What is something you're skilled or talented at? And you have the Justice card upright. So being skilled or talented at the Justice card. This means that you're a skilled negotiator. Pile 2, a very skilled negotiator. Someone who can actually speak very eloquently. This is the Libra card, because Justice is ruled by Libra. With this being like the card ruled by Libra, Libra is very good at like finding like fairness for all, finding a way to maintain harmony and balance in all things. And that's real big Queen of Pentacles energy as well. Even though this is an earth sign, like an earth card, one thing about the Queen of Pentacles is that she has balance in her life, because she is at peace and things are flowing. And things can only flow when you reach a state of balance. So with the Justice card here, you're very good at getting what's right for you. And that's also a lot to do with this Perseverance card. You're very good at getting what's right for you. Like, you will you'll persevere, you'll be hard-headed, you'll be steadfast, because you're going to make sure that you get yours. Period. Like, no matter what it is, you're going to definitely fight for it here with this Seven of Wands. You're definitely going to fight for it. And you're going to make sure that you achieve everything, and that you get everything that you need to get. And it's going to be fair for you and for other people if you so care about it. It can be fair for other people too. But at the end of the day, you're going to get yours, Pile 2. And that's something that you're very, very good at and talented at. About the liberations, negotiation, and making sure that you get what you need, and other people who are associated with you can get what they need as well. You're a very fair and very balanced person. And I'm also hearing beautiful. You can also be very attractive as well, Pile 2. I don't know where that came from, but you can also be very attractive. So part number 5 is, why are you feeling down about yourself? So Pile 2, if you have been feeling down, maybe feeling a little bit like, you know, not yourself, not really like up to par, up to speed. And the reason is the Ten of Cups. So the Ten of Cups is actually the happiest card, like in the deck, like next to the Sun. So it perplexed me to see this here in the 5th spot about why you're feeling down about yourself. It could tell me that maybe you aren't really feeling down about yourself. Like, you could like very well be happy as hell, Pile 2. Like, you know, you could have a beautiful family, because the Queen of Pentacles is a mother and a wife, but she can also be very independent as well. So you could have a very beautiful family, a happy life, everything that you want, and you can just be like okay with it. But in the inverse, the reason why you're feeling down about yourself is it could be that you don't have the 10 of cups. Like you could be very much in the 9 of cups energy, like where, you know, you're very content and you're secure and you're happy by yourself, but you still need there's still just one more thing that's like missing, like maybe a partner or maybe some children. And that could be something that's been making you feel down lately. Maybe you're unmarried. You know, you can be like this beautiful person, but don't really have anyone like that's serious in your life. You could be missing a family. Or it could be that your family life isn't exactly happy, isn't exactly the best right now, pile 2, and that's what's making you feel down and feel sad. So you can take that how it resonates, pile 2, because there's definitely like two different ways that we could take this, because it's on two different extremes. Because the 10 of Cups is literally the best card that you can get, like one of the best cards you can get. And for it to be in a part of why you're feeling down, I can read that in two ways: that you're not really feeling down, or you're feeling down because you don't have your ultimate happiness. You can be like someone that's like that's happy and very happy and accomplished, but you're single and you want a family. Or you can just be someone who's happy and accomplished with a family and everything they ever wanted. And there's no need for you to feel down. So take that in the energy in which it resonates for you, pile 2. I really feel like this is just going to be a split in this pile. And in regards to this card in particular, everything could really be right up until this point. But at this point here, you're going to have to take the energy how it resonates, because I can read this in two separate dichotomies. As you can see, there's like two different birds on the side of this cup. So it can be anything here. So we're going to keep that there like that. So how should you show love to yourself? And again, we have a card that really shouldn't be here. We have the 10 of Wands. But the 10 of Wands is the card of challenges and burdens. And I guess the only way that you can show love to yourself is to like kind of alleviate that stuff. Realize that you have everything that you need right now, that there's no need for you to like really struggle and to push through like a whole bunch of burdens, or to like try to challenge yourself in a certain kind of way, like to really improve anything to yourself. And I think that's something that you need to realize here, pile 2, is that you don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to really do anything or like really try to show out in any kind of way. Another thing, though, that I'm seeing here with the perseverance and the 10 of Wands, maybe to show love to yourself. Maybe you are someone who does things, but sometimes you don't finish a lot of stuff. So what you can do is like really persevere through hard times when it's something that you want to achieve, or a project that you're working on, actually finishing your projects, actually making sure that you go through things, even if it's like getting a little bit tough and a little rocky, that you stick it out and don't just like fall out. Because one thing about Libra energy is that they're very non-committal. When things start getting tough and rocky for Libras, they tend to just like shrink out. And that could be something that could happen with you guys. Even though you are really good at getting the things that you want, if the path to get what you want is proven too difficult and challenging, pile 2, some of you guys may have a tendency to just dip out and try to go for something a little bit easier, or something that's like not as fulfilling, but something that's within your grasp. So there could be the energy of like needing to persevere a little bit more, to show more self-love to yourself, like so you can really see just how powerful you truly are, pile 2. You know, not running away from a challenge. So let's see. Let's get an oracle card here. I know one of you guys is going to come out. So which one? We have ultimate potential. I choose to live a life of my fullest potential. I trust that this will draw me towards experiences and people that support my growth and accomplishment. Tuning into this frequency, I now reach higher heights than I ever thought possible. Knowing that's an option, why would I ever tune into anything else? So with the ultimate potential card here being an affirmation, you guys, like I said with the Queen of Pentacles and the Justice card, and even with the 10 of Cups here, like you guys are capable of getting everything that you ever wanted in your life. Like you have the skills to pay the bills and then some, pile 2. But the thing is though, like don't be afraid of challenges. Like if things start to get a little bit hard, a little bit rocky, learn to not give up. Learn to not give up when things are like, you know, things that you want or the path that you want gets a little hard. Learn to like really stick it out and persevere, pal, too. Because then you can finally have like that 10 of cups. If you're if it resonated that, you know, you don't have this happy life, you don't have this family and stuff like that, there's something that you need to like really go through to like really make sure that you can like attract that energy. And you're capable of getting through it and you're capable of going through it, pal, too. But you just have to like really stick it out and persevere. With the ultimate potential card, you can like really draw in the life that you want. You can draw in the life that you want. And only thing you have to do is just believe it and walk that walk. So let's get one more. Okay. Actually, my finger is on this one. It's on Saturn, the 8th house of inheritance. I'm going to reshuffle that, though, because I wasn't getting anything from it. Here it is. Now, this is a little bit more, something that I can get is Jupiter in Pisces. Like, this is the card that I feel like was meant to come out. Now, with Jupiter and Pisces, with the seduction card, like I said, you guys could be very beautiful. Pisceans are like pretty attractive people. They have a very unique look about them. But since I was channeling that Libra energy, like I really feel that. So with Jupiter and Pisces in the seduction card, this talks a lot about, and this fits in with like the perseverance and the 10 of wands, is not allowing yourself to be seduced off your path or distracted. Maybe men or like the people of the opposites or same sex, whichever one that you date, maybe that can be like the biggest thorn in your side. Maybe that could be like the thing that like has you feeling down because you're probably a little bit unlucky in love. Like you're pretty good at like making money, you know, you're pretty smart, you're accomplished, but you just don't have a happy family, you don't have love. And what I'm seeing here with Jupiter and Pisces is that could be a distraction for you. Like if you really persevere and stick on your path and not really give like too much into the energy of like other people, because the seduction card talks a lot about being seduced and led astray. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna also read the card for you as well, what it means when it shows up in a reading. But I'm getting a strong sense of that, pile too. This card is a warning that everything may not be as it appears and that someone is being seduced for ulterior motives. Becoming the victim of a hard luck story, sacrificing a great deal for someone who is loved, having the intuition and ability to sense what another person wants. Like, yeah, pile two. With the Justice card here, you're very capable of like really sussing out that stuff and really finding the truth. Your intuition always warns you when it's someone that's just coming in and try to use you because they see that you're abundant, that you're at peace, and you know, yada, 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 that you're a strong person, pile two. So with the Jupiter and Pisces here, this is all about really learning to like trust your intuition. You'll get great luck and abundance when you really learn to like listen and to believe your inklings about other people. Especially in regards to like love or like family or anything like that, or like a possible mate. Because like I said, I really get the strong sense that you guys are at the 9 of Cups energy. Like you have everything and you're good and you secure it all by yourself. You could very well be single, pal, too. And it's like your men or other people that you possibly are dating, is the thorn in your side. It's your kryptonite. And that's something that you need to keep in mind and trust your intuition when it comes to dating other people and when it comes to the dating game, pal, too, because that's going to bring unnecessary challenges. Even though you may not want to be single, even though you kind of really want a happy family, you have to learn to like continue to go the path alone and to endure and not to settle, because you can get exactly what you want, but you're going to have to push through a little bit longer and not give up on being alone and building by yourself, pile 2. So if this reading resonated, pile 2, please leave a like or a comment. Subscribe to my channel if you're not. If you want to support me, the link to do so is in the description box. You can book a reading, donate cards, or just donate money. So pile 2, thank you for letting me read for you, and you be blessed. If you chose the Impatience card, pile 3, then this reading is for you. So the way that I did the pile selection card was that I asked Spirit to give me a nice thing to say about each one of the piles. So for pile 3, the nice thing that Spirit wanted me to say about you was that you're impatient. You could very well be very spiritually connected, pile 3. You can know what's about to be ahead in your path. You can know what you're destined for and what it is that you can reach. But you just have to realize when the time comes for you to reach. The biggest thing here, pile 3, that I'm also getting is that you guys are learning a lot or learning to understand divine timing. Some of you guys in it that picked this pile really get it. You understand it and you know divine timing and know that you don't have to reach for things. Things will just be given to you. Only thing you have to do is just like wait for the proper timing to hold your hands up and it will come. And for some of you guys, you have such a strong drive and strong ambition, and you might really be connected to Spirit. But I get the strong sense that, you want your promises and you want them now. That's just not how it works. So we'll see more in the tarot cards. Of course. Okay, this is very powerful energy. I like this. I like this pile. So pile 3. What makes you amazing is the Hierophant card. The Hierophant card is a spiritual teacher, a guru, a sage. This might really be my pile because I'm the self-proclaimed guru. The Hierophant also indicates a spiritual connection because it's the high priest. It's the masculine form of the high priestess. As you can see, the high priestess like archetype is mentioned in this card here with the crescent moon on top of this like blue thing. I don't know what that is. But it's the crescent moon on top of a figure that looks like a head. So that's the high priestess. And the Hierophant is the high priest. Wow, that's crazy. I just pulled runes for myself today. And right here in the rune is the Rido. And that's the rune that I pulled for myself today, Rido. The Rido rune is all about enjoying the journey and being like involved in like, your life. Like really going through tough times, good times, through all times, and really learning to be present in the moment. And that's the real power of the Hierophant. The Hierophant is someone that's very well learned, you could be very well learned, could be college educated, could also be a pastor, a priest, or a heavy spiritualist or a guru, like I said. And that's what makes you amazing, pile 3, is your ability to like enjoy the journey of life, to understand the importance of divine timing. So that's how it fits in, to learn and understanding the importance of divine timing and that life is a journey and that things are going to happen when they need to happen and that you're very well learned and spiritually connected, pile 3. And that's what makes you amazing. So what is a past accomplishment that you can be proud of? And we have the 6 of Cups in reverse. Now, the 6 of Cups in reverse talks a lot about, to me, I heard disassociating from your past. And this is not in an unhealthy way. This is a way of like really realizing that your past experiences, though they shaped you, you can learn from them. Like with the Hierophant here, you can learn from them. You can use your past experiences to make you wiser instead of just being a victim of your past circumstances. You can disassociate from your past in that way. And that's something that you need to be proud of, because I have a feeling that your past was probably very heavy, and learning to not let those heavy energies like stay on your back and like pull you down, and to like really just like, not to let them pull you down and turn you into like a heavy sad sack. I'm gonna just say it, not turn you into a sad sack. That's a very beautiful thing, and that's something that you need to be proud of. Because not a lot of people can go through what you've been through, pile 3, and then come out with the way that you are. That's real wisdom. That's real strength. That's because you're connected to something higher than yourself, pile 3. I really feel like pile 3 is my spiritual pile. I might see the usual suspects in the comment section here too. What you bring to others is death. You're a scourge, a pestilence. I'm joking. Pile 3. With the death card, you revolutionize people's thoughts. You challenge them in ways that they never been challenged, and you introduce them to ideas and thoughts that they never even would have thought of. We have the Scorpio and Saturn here, which is a very odd, which is an odd coupling here with Scorpio and Saturn. Because Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, and before Pluto is ruled by Mars. So to see Scorpio and Saturn here, this is something that's very, very different. And with those two energies being present here, like I said, you are someone that comes in and you challenge other people. I get the feeling like a lot of people may not like you. You may not be too popular with other people because death is a very powerful energy. This is a major arcana card and is a very tough one to process. Scorpio energy, 8th house energy is very tough and very difficult for a lot of people to process. That's why people with very active 8 houses, they tend to be very broody. If they having a hard time, if like that aspect is really kicking their butt, they tend to be very broody and very moody. And bringing 8th house energy to other people can often elicit a very violent reaction in people. So you could have been someone where other people just choose to like kind of be very mean and spiteful towards you. But it's because you bring something new to them, something they never seen. You are sort of like an anomaly to other people. And they know instinctively and on a spiritual level, if they were to get close to you, if they were to talk to you, if they were to interact with you, they'll be fundamentally changed. And a lot of people kind of like resist that energy. They resist that change. They resist death. No one goes into death quietly. No one goes into death peacefully, except for those that have no fear of it because they know what's on the other side. They know that death is just a natural cycle of life and an evolution of your spirit. In order for something to be reborn and remade, it must die. And that's just the cyclical nature of the spirit, of the world, and of everything. And a lot of people have a very deep, natural, and instinctive fear of the death card, of like the death energy. And you bringing that to other people can make you very unpopular. And it's because you can be a mirror to people's insecurities. You can be a mirror to like the things that they don't want to see about themselves or the things that they are refusing to see and don't want to change. You can very naturally point that out and challenge that in them, especially with your very impressive intellect, your higher learning, and your spiritual connection. It's just going to happen very naturally in your life. This is my pal. This is my pal. I can't. So what are you skilled or talented at? And we had the King of Swords. What did I tell you guys? Very smart, very intellectual people. The King of Swords is, as you can see, he has a huge fucking sword that's on fire. This is the flaming sword of truth. This is Uriel's sword. Uriel was given a flaming sword to guard the Garden of Eden. And the thing is about fire in the spirit is that it cleanses and it purifies. It gets rid of like impurities here with this. And this is very going very much hand in hand with the death card. Like the things that you say, your observations, your thought processes, your intelligence is very challenging to other people. It's very much, it puts you at odds with other people because they don't want to admit that you see things differently than them and that you might be right, because your words, your intellect, the things that you do burn away the darkness and impurities in other people. And that's a very jarring, and tough process with a lot of people. Like, that's very powerful energy to bring to people. And like I said, your cards here are all very powerful, Pile 3, especially with the King of Swords, which is very powerful energy. The King of Swords oftentimes don't mince words. The King of Swords will tell you like it is, get you straight to the point and succinct and right to the heart of the matter. His sword is very precise and he is very adept at using it. And that's something that's like very present here. This is something that you're skilled at, something that you're talented at, and it's not something that you should be ashamed of, Pile 3. Don't be ashamed of your intellect. Don't be ashamed of at the pointedness in which you can communicate with other people. That's not something that you should be ashamed of or something that you should hide. In fact, that's a very beautiful and rare talent in these days, to be so higher learned, to have such great higher learning, great knowledge, great wisdom, and to be able to really wield that in a way that's responsible. It's not your fault that you that you are a mirror to other people's insecurities, that you bring death energy with you. It's not your fault. It's just a consequence of your spirit. And one of the things that I noticed here is that this is like, because the next card is the Emperor. And Emperor Death is actually my birth tarot pairing. There's something that's called tarot pairs, or like birth pairs. And Emperor Death is my tarot pair. That's how I know for sure that this is my pal. But yeah, you bring death energy with you everywhere you go. You have a very strong and commanding presence. You're very threatening to other people, pile 3. But this isn't something that you should really like despair at or hate. You probably hated this in the rest of your life and in your past, but you disassociated from the heaviness of your past. You can see your gifts now in a brand new light, in a brand new form. These are beautiful gifts. You are skilled and you are talented. And this is going to be a powerful tool for you in your life and in the future. Yes. So don't be afraid, or don't really think that this reading is negative. That the fact that you're, that, you know, you were a natural repellent to most people and people fear you or don't really can't really be in your energy. That's not something to be ashamed of. So why are you feeling down about yourself, pile 3? If you have been feeling down, not really feeling yourself, it's because the energy of the Emperor. And I heard heavy is the head that wears the crown. You are very different. You are very, you're meant to be very different from other people. And the thing about the Emperor is the Emperor is peerless. The only person that can be at his side is his counterpart, the Empress, and his trusted advisor, the Hierophant. There's only a certain caliber of people that can be around you, pile 3, and that caliber is rare. So don't be sad, don't be disheartened, and don't be dismayed when, you know, you find yourself alone often. You don't really have too many friends, and you don't really have like a lot of support in social circle. Your energy is very powerful. It's very much a repellent, a natural repellent to other people's spirits. And it's only because it's going to only allow in the very, very best, the elite, the top tier spiritual guides, spiritual energies around you. Only those who are very strong and secured in themselves and in their spirit can really hang around your energy, pile 3. You aren't meant for the faint of heart. The faint of heart faint around you. They run away, and some of them might actually end up attacking and really just trying to tear you down. Because they feel that Emperor energy, they feel that King of Swords energy, that Hierophant energy, and they know that death follows a change and a revolution. And that's very scary to a lot of people, and they really don't want to deal with that. They don't want to see it, and they don't want anything to do with it. You could also be seeing 444 a lot, or just know that 444 is something that jumps out at you often, pile 3. But yeah, if you're feeling down about yourself, feeling down about your power, about how alone you are, about or maybe just feel like your life don't have enough structure or security, in order to change that and to show more love about yourself, only thing you have to do is just focus. Because the next card is, how should you show love to yourself? And it's the 8 of Pentacles. This is about focused action. You're very, very, very capable. Pile 3, I can't stress this enough. You're very capable people in this pile. So whatever it is that you do, decide to put your energy, put your mind towards, command your spiritual army to work with you on. You can achieve it. You will do it, and you will do it effortlessly. You're amazing, pile 3. Don't even worry about that. So in order to show more love to yourself, you just need to put the energy into yourself. Take it outside of your work, or take it outside of whatever it is that you always really diligently work on. You guys could be workaholics. Your mind can always be on this problem or the other, and not really focused on what can make you happy, on what can bring you happiness and joy. So in order to show love to yourself, you have to work on how to show love to yourself. You have to put in diligent effort into uplifting yourself and to making sure that you buy yourself nice things that's more befitting of your station. Make sure that you put in the energy of really showing yourself that you love and appreciate yourself, because you won't get too much of that out in the world, sadly, pile 3. You won't get too much of that. So learning to love yourself is going to be the biggest thing that's going to sustain you, pile 3. Is really getting into the energy of loving yourself. It's going to sustain you. It's going to nourish you. And it's what's going to be something that's going to keep you sane. Because you're not going to get this love from the world. Because your energy is very threatening to other people. Yes. Your energy is very threatening to other people. And so you're going to have to learn to love yourself. We got something special for this pile. There's always something special in my pile. We have 2 affirmations, and you got letting go and authenticity. And this speaks a lot to like the 6 of Cups in reverse with the letting go card. I don't dwell on bad things that happen. I let go because I have heavy enough things to carry around. And also, grudges aren't a great look. That's the 6 of Cups in reverse, releasing that past, not letting it hold you down. And that's something that I've been speaking on here. Especially with when I was talking about the King of Swords and Emperor, releasing everything that's happened in your past and learning to look at yourself in a brand new light, especially with the Death card here. Authenticity. And that's the 2nd card that you got here. Authenticity is the name of the game. Whatever comes up, I will feel it. Whatever needs to be said, I will say it. Whoever doesn't get it doesn't have to get it, but at least they know it because I've said it. And that's way better than leaving a passive-aggressive note about it. This is about being upfront, direct, the King of Swords energy. Like you're getting express permission to not mince your words, pile 3. Say what you gotta say and say it how you want to say it. Because it's better for you to speak your truth than to like really sit here, hold it in and try to fit in with other people who don't like you anyway. Who don't instinctively like you because you carry the energy of death with you. Of change, of reformation, of challenge. With the Saturn card being here represented in the Death card, the energy of challenge, of restriction. You have a very strong and mighty presence, pile 3, and it's time to let that energy show out. Because in the past, you probably restricted it a lot to learn to like get along with other people or to try to fit in, and it really didn't work out. So now it's the time to just like be yourself unabashedly, pile 3. And let whoever can get with it, don't not get with it, because that's on them and it's not your problem. Birth with Venus in Cancer. It's time for you to rebirth yourself, pile 3, and I feel like I should pull one more defense. Here it is. It's time for you to rebirth yourself, pile 3. To be a parent to yourself is what I'm hearing with that birth card. It's time for you to be a parent to yourself and to stand up for your morals, your values, and the things that you believe in. And to do so unflinchingly, uncompromisingly, and with courage and passion. It's time for you to be yourself, pile 3. It's time for you to remember who you are and to stand in your power. And to rebirth yourself and be your own parent, be your own lover, and your own supporter. I'm going to read the Cancer and Venus card. The birth card. When this card is drawn in the reading, it may indicate a birth or other addition to the family. It can also show a need to make contact with one's mother or more general family roots in order to discover the answer to the question asked. The birth of a child, an adoption or increase in a family, celebration or anniversary, or a reunion with childhood friends. See? I think the energy that I channeled for this is like what's really, really important here. I don't think like anything from that book was like especially relevant, except that some of you guys have been feeling the need to reconnect to your family and like really show them who you are and just be more yourself with them. Then by all means, go ahead. But, and I guess that can kind of resonate for me too, because I have been thinking about getting more in touch with my family and, you know, being with them. But just realize that it might not go how you might plan. It's not that time. It's the impatience energy here. You know what you want and you're going for it, but it's not really that time. So that's something that can be a warning to you guys. Like really learn to master your own energy first before you be around other people. And really learn what your energy brings. Death is very powerful energy. You are very powerful spirits, very powerful presence in this world. There's not too many people like you, pile 3. So make sure that you stay strong in who you are and your morals, your values, and make sure that you fight for what you believe in and fight for what you think is right, because you have the king and the conqueror energy right next to you and all with you. Go forth and conquer, pile 3, because the world is yours and everything will be yours in divine timing and in due time. Just continue on your journey, enjoy your path, and really embody the lessons that your past has taught you going forward. So pile 3, if this reading resonated for you, if you like this reading, please leave a comment, leave a like. Please comment if you pick pile 3 so I can know. But yeah, pile 3. If you guys want to support my channel, all the links to do so will be in the description box. You can donate a deck, book a reading, buy cards, or just donate money. All that stuff is in the description box. So thank you. Be blessed, pile 3. If you chose pile 4, the prayer card, then this is for you. Now, the prayer card, what I asked when I was picking the cards for pile selection is give me something nice to say about pile 4. And what pile 4 in the prayer card coming out, like your dreams are very powerful, pile 4. Like your hopes, your wishes, and your prayers are very, very powerful. The things that you wish for and that you want in your life can always be yours if you put forth the proper work, because faith without works is dead, pile 4. But the energy of like prayer, of being lighthearted, of being kind, of being loving is here. It's like kind of living on a prayer and living life through your dreams. Let me read a little bit more. The key ideas are clarity, destiny, and authenticity. All prayers are answered, following where life leads and being of service and fulfillment. If my powerful thoughts are a form of prayer, how can I live in active prayer? Learning to like make your life a living prayer. And that's the energy here that you have, pile 4. So let's get into your tarot. Okay. So pile 4. What makes you amazing is the Page of Pentacles, or the Princess of Pentacles. It's your ability to like tackle life with like a sense of curiosity, of amazement and wonder. The Page of Pentacles, or the Princess of Pentacles in this deck, is someone who really like actually go ahead and like can learn new skills, have like a very excited curiosity about life, and really puts in the energy and the dedication to learn, to achieve, and to like strive. Like you could be someone who likes to learn new things, learn new skills, and you put the energy and the money into like improving yourself, into bettering yourself. So for the second card is, what's the past accomplishment you can be proud of? And you have the Queen of Pentacles. So just recently, you probably achieved a brand new level of stability for yourself because you went from the princess to the queen. You probably achieved a brand new level of stability for yourself. You definitely, there's the energy of maturity here, that, you know, you are someone who's like really like has a really young at heart approach to everything, but you just reached a point in your life where, you know, something really matured and came into being for you. You probably just landed a really cool and comfortable job. You probably just been able to buy a new home, and, you know, you're really enjoying it, something that you've been praying for, something that you've really been wanting. You probably just achieved something really great in your life that you've really been like putting energy into and trying to strive and achieve. And that's something that you're very proud of like making this accomplishment that you've really been putting a lot of time and energy into. So congratulations, pile 4. That's a beautiful thing to see, from going from the page to the queen, the princess to the queen. It's definitely a sense of like huge progression here. You've accomplished something very, very great in your life. So what can you bring to others is the Ace of Cups. With the Ace of Cups here bringing the energy that you bring to others, you bring a new perspective into life. Like you are someone that comes into people's life, and you probably get a lot of admirers. When you meet new people, they probably like you as more than a friend at first, pile 4. Because they see someone dedicated, someone that's now stable. Now that you accomplished this Queen of Pentacles feat, see someone stable, someone full of life, someone that's probably really pretty, really beautiful, really handsome. And they probably like you as more than a friend at first. The Ace of Cups is divine energy, so your energy to other people can be very much divine, especially since you do have the prayer card here. You live your life as a prayer. You can be an earth angel to other people, or other people might call you an angel. You might get that a lot. You bring a sense of renewal to people's hearts. And that's something that's very, very beautiful and something that's very, very rare to find in this world. Your presence really helps other people, Power 4. Your presence is a present. And it's a beautiful gift at that. So what are you skilled or talented at? And you have the Five of Wands. So with the Five of Wands here, this is actually different from other Five of Wands. I always like to channel the images from this deck in particular. And in this one, they're climbing up. They're very fiercely determined here to like make it up this mountain. And to me, that gives me a sense that, you know, one thing that you're skilled or talented at is like making it through. Like if you do come across a hard time, you're the person that will roll up their sleeve and be like, all right, another mountain, I'm ready to climb it. Like, you are badass, Power 4. That's all I can say. It's like, you're badass. I like your energy, Power 4. I like it a lot. You're very much a badass. If there's something that's going on in your life, if there's a challenge or an obstacle ahead of you, you face it because you stay prayed up. You live your life in the way that you will want. You stay focused on your goals and you believe that you can achieve it, and you go forth and you do it and you tackle it. And that's something that you're very skilled and talented at, Power 4. And that's something that shouldn't be taken for granted, because a lot of people have a hard time going towards challenges or overcoming challenges, but you don't. So, Power 4, if you've been feeling down about yourself, so this is, if you haven't really been like feeling the most confident, the reason why is because of the Hangman. There's been a stop in your life. I get the feeling like after you achieved this big Queen of Pentacles feat, everything kind of just like went silent and like everything just kind of went still. And even though you're feeling down about this, Power 4, the thing that I'm hearing is everything went still and silent, so you can take the time out to enjoy your new stability, your new place, your new status. Like nothing is like stopped or stagnated because of like, you know, you did something wrong. But this is like a really a blessing in disguise. It's meant for you to like take the time out to like really look at your life, to really see how far you came up this mountain, how you reached the peak and the summit, and to look at how far you've climbed, Power 4. You could very well be a workaholic, especially with the Page of Pentacles being what makes you amazing. You're always willing to like dive into the next challenge, willing to like take on the next big thing. But right now, Power 4, you're just being called to just chill. Just chill. It's not something to be down about. It's not something to be sad about. It's just take the time out to enjoy what you've achieved. Take the time out to like really, really be happy. And this is how you should show. This is how you can show love to yourself. Because the 6th card is how should you show love to yourself, and it's the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very rational, very logical. And if you look at your life rationally and logically, you'll see that you really done a fuck ton of a lot, Power 4. Or you probably more accomplished than most people in your age bracket, or like you like a more wise, more mature, or more stable than a lot of people in your age bracket. And that's something that you really need to look at and really learn. Like, oh wow, like yeah, I really am this and that. Like I did that. Like I did that. And that's the energy that you need to have here, Power 4. Because this is the best way to show love to yourself, is the King of Swords. And this is like really being rational and like really just like looking at things from a mental perspective, from a logical perspective. The King of Swords isn't really a touchy-feely kind of energy or a touchy-feely kind of person. So, you know, it's not all about like pampering yourselves and gift or like going out there and just like, you know, spreading love and joy. It's more so about like being real with yourself. Like be real with yourself, Power 4. That's the only way that you can show love to yourself. Stop being so hard on yourself and really just choose to see your life for what it is. You achieved, you accomplished, you done this, you done that. And yeah, it may not be where you ultimately want to be, but you've done a lot, and it's time for you to like really give yourself a pat on the back for that, for where you've come, for where you are. And stop being so damn hard on yourself and keep trying to push to the next biggest thing. Because you are where you are, and where you are is amazing, Power 4. You've done a lot. You achieved a lot, and you should be proud of that. So now I'm going to pour an affirmation card for you. This one. Forgiveness. Congratulations, you've been given one of the most powerful superpowers there is. Forgiveness. Imagine you've been bitten by a radioactive forgiver. The point is, you certainly have the ability to forgive people for their flaws, their bad days, and their unkind moments and their mistakes. And the best thing about forgiveness is that you can apply it to yourself too. Have fun building your new power, but remember, with great forgiveness comes great inner peace. And one of the things here with the forgiveness card is that has a lot to do with like what I was just telling you about, Power 4, about like really learning to appreciate where you are. Like, I really feel like you've probably been really, really hard on yourself because things have like kind of slowed up and slowed down for you. You've really been taking it personally. Just give yourself love and give yourself grace. And like I said, really realize that you came really, really far in your life, Power 4. You've came far. Like, it's time to be proud. So forgive yourself for not really talking to yourself in the most kind way, for not really giving yourself the love that you deserve. Because you come off to other people as really beautiful and kind, but you don't give that energy to yourself here with the King of Swords. It's time for you to forgive yourself and to really be more kind and more acknowledging of where you are. It's time to acknowledge your achievements and not just really think of things so negatively. Like, yeah, I did this, but I'm still not here. I still want this. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Calm down. Forgive yourself for feeling that way and just learn to really allow in the energy of peace. Like, yeah, you didn't achieve exactly what you want. You're not exactly where you need to be, but you achieved nonetheless. So learn to really sit with that energy. Resourcefulness. You are someone that's abundant. You have resources. You have a lot of stuff. You've achieved, Power 4. You have achieved. And this is what the resourcefulness card is telling me here. You've achieved. You've done a lot, especially with the Sun in Cancer. You've done a lot, and you probably gave a lot too, because that's something that the Queen of Pentacles do. She gives and she nurtures. You probably gave a lot back to your family, and you've done a lot for not only yourself, but for other people. And it's time for you to sit back for a little bit, for a spell. It's time for you to sit back, enjoy the energy that you enjoyed, your energy of achievement and everything that you've done. Enjoy your resources. Sample the fruits that you worked so hard on achieving, and just sit back and enjoy your life for a moment, Power 4. And that's the best way that you can give love to yourself. And that's something that you should really consider. It's something that you should really do, Power 4. Is to give some love to yourself. Pat yourself on the back because you achieved something great. Only way you can go is up from there to the King of Pentacles energy. But you need to take a break here in this Queen of Pentacles energy. It's time for you to take a break, to enjoy some rest, and to really forgive yourself, Power 4, because you've been pushing and pushing and pushing because you didn't achieve something in particular that you want. It's time to forgive yourself for not achieving that thing in particular. Take a break and enjoy everything that you've earned. So, Power 4, if this reading resonates, please leave a like, a comment, subscribe to my channel if you're not. If you want to donate or give to my channel, all the links to do so is in the description box. You can donate the cards, donate money, or book a reading with me to support. Thank you for everything, and thank you for your energy, Power 4, and please be blessed.